Hello, 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 hello. Everybody, if you wouldn't mind, everybody come on in, take your seats. We will get started here. Just a matter of everybody sitting down, and we'll be ready to go. Didn't have to get that quiet. How's everybody today? Everybody ready for fall sports to get underway? Me too. Okay, welcome. Everybody here, everybody can hear me okay? Today's a very special day. My name is Kevin Eschenfelder. It is a pleasure to have you here today on behalf of the university and the athletic department. It's a special day here at the University of Houston. Less than a couple of weeks away from getting a new era of Houston Cougar football underway, as well as several other fall sports as well. It's also another step into the future. What is the ever-changing landscape of intercollegiate athletics? Give you an idea what we're going to do here today. As far as the media is concerned, we will open things up for Q&A after our panel speaks here today. We'll also have a photo opportunity as well. We're going to also get the comments of everyone up here, but we want to start off by introducing University of Houston System Chairman Tillman Fertita.
Thank you all very much. Every time the chancellor and myself are up here, we always say this is the last time in this building. But we've been up here a few times. But I really believe this is the last time. So we really think that we've built the foundation, and Eddie is coming into a situation with really good coaches in almost every single sport we have. We feel like in basketball we have one of the premier coaches, and we know we have one of the premier coaches in college basketball, and we know in football that we've got a gentleman that everybody in this country thinks, and we surely think is gonna make football times extremely, extremely special. We went through an extensive search to hire Eddie, and I want to thank Jack Moore, who came after we narrowed it down. We really started up here and came down like this, and I can tell you I had much better things to do than to do what we were doing for many hours, but we wanted to get it right, and we feel like we got it right, and when we narrowed it down, we got Coach Sampson and Coach Fritch involved, and I think we all came to the same place. And I want to thank the two of them, as busy as they are, for spending hours helping us do this. And we're bringing in a guy that we wanted somebody that had been at huge programs, small programs. We didn't want somebody that had only been where it's easy, because we all know at U of H it isn't easy. It's a special place, but we're in a big city with a lot of competition, and we wanted somebody that had fought adversity, but at the same time been in programs that would train him to make him very special for this job. And we're truly excited about Eddie and his wonderful family, his wife and girls. Please stand up and let us at least see you guys. So our big job right now is to get these girls into the right schools. So that's what we're trying to figure out. So no, but when Eddie was at University of New Mexico, he has fought a lot of adversity, and as soon as he took the job, the president had to say, "Oh, we need to tell you about this, this, and this now." And that's all I'm going to get into. If he wants to tell you more, he can. But his coaches received 17 Coach of the Year awards. His athletes took home 49 Conference Athletes of the Year awards, and they had 22 conference championships and 53 NCAA appearances. And he understands winning. He knows what we want to do is win, and he understands what we want to do here. And hopefully, and I do believe that he's going to be our AD for many years to come. And we owe University of New Mexico one because they took Rudy Davalos from us about 35 years ago when he went on there, that they even named a building after him. So we hope that Eddie makes such a mark here that we name a building after him, because he would have to be really damn good here to get a building after him. So thank you very much, Chancellor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman. You were so generous with your time, your wisdom, but also your hospitality. I don't think we could have done without you. The other members of the committee, the two coaches, as busy as they are, it's true, but we respect them a lot. They are the proven leaders in the industry, and we really wanted to make sure we get it right. So what are we here for? We are here really to introduce a new leader, a new partner, and a new beginning here. However, before I do that, I just want to express my gratitude for our former athletic director, Chris Pesman, because we always know that no matter how we stand, where we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. He has made us stronger, better, and now it's time for a new direction. I also want to again express my thanks to Mrs. Nuñez, Jane, and Elizabeth, or Ellie, and Anna. And the reason is because if you had said no, Eddie wasn't going to come here. And you had the courage to really uproot from where you were to come to a very new place. But I want to assure you, Houston is such a welcoming place, and you will feel right at home here, and we'll do everything possible to make you feel at home, for all three of you. Now, our goal and our vision and our dream for athletics remains constant. At least for my 17 years, it has remained constant, which is we want to be nationally relevant, we want to win conference championships, we want to be in CFP games, we want to dance at the Sweet 16. None of those have ever changed. However, excellence does not come cheap, as we know. Excellence needs vision, leadership, but it also needs resources. And particularly in today's times when athletic landscape has changed so fast in the last 2 years and is going to change equally rapidly in coming next 2 years. And we don't know right now what it would look like. But surely during this time, we wanted to make sure that we have everything we need to be successful. We have come far. We are in the A4 or Power 4 conferences now, and we want to make sure we can solidify our position there. However, as you know, in terms of resources, it has been well reported, our budget for athletics department is the smallest in all of the Power 4 conference schools. So we know that we have to double our budget. I mean, it's not there. That's what I think about. So the question becomes where we are today and where we need to go, how we are going to get there. Well, the state, we can't depend on the state because there is no state money that can go in athletics. University subsidies already the most subsidy providing school in the entire Division I. You can't do it on the backs of students. Of course, we cannot go back to the same 10, 15 donors like some of you here and Mr. Chairman here. You have done a lot. You'll continue to do more because you have passion for the university. But all the burden cannot come on the shoulders of the same small group of donors, but we have enormous opportunities in front of us that are untapped. We are in Houston, a city of dreamers, doers. It's an enormously generous city. We cannot just think about 200,000 alum. Of course, they're here, they're special, they're passionate, they'll come, they'll watch, but we have 6 million people in Houston. We ought to be thinking about, regardless of all other competition from Rockets and similar other teams, we have to create value for our fan experience right here. We have to engage City of Houston, we have to engage corporations, we have to monetize whatever possible, the same things that our other schools in our league are doing. We have to really step up a notch. So we took our time, as Chairman said, we took our time, did an extensive search. We had lots of candidates interested because it is a great place to be, and we are at the cusp of really, our golden era is just ahead of us. We had many candidates, traditional athletic directors and non-traditional athletic directors. There was a lot of interest there too. But after the process was over, we thought we found somebody who had everything we were looking for, and that's Eddie Nuñez. I'll tell you, we found him to be very engaging, very thoughtful, very passionate, but also very resilient. And the last thing that I always look for people I want to work with, and that's fire in their belly. So I don't have to tell them, do this, do that. I mean, they are just driven themselves. And that's how I found Eddie to be. Experience, absolutely, a lot of experience, but at the same time, he has been in the trenches. He has black and blue marks to show that ADs normally end up getting. So he is a proven leader for us. I am very excited. I am as committed to athletics as I've ever been, and I'm as convinced that athletics for us is our pathway to really overall success for the university. It does help us in so many different ways. I understand the value between academic and athletics and the connection between the two. And I want you to know that the entire university is behind this initiative. This has been important for us. I have many cabinet members here. If you're from my cabinet, would you please just raise your hand just to show? I mean, I've got Provost here, and Lisa's here, Jason, Government Relations, Raymond, everybody. I also have, which you may not expect, but I have the president of the Faculty Senate and the former president of the Faculty Senate also here. Would you please raise your hands? Susie and Holly, thank you. And of course, the students are here, the staff are there. We are all committed because we all want to be part of a winning team. So Eddie, now everything is in your hands. I know you're going to do a great job, but just you will find an equally willing partner in me and the university here. So welcome to you all, and we are very excited to where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You two are very difficult to follow. Just want to tell you that. Hey, Eddie Nuñez brings a wealth of experience from his leadership roles, most recently at the University of New Mexico and LSU, where he oversaw significant athletic and academic successes. His resume includes the Lobos' 53 NCAA tournament appearances, while his innovation and leadership outside the arena, including a 14-year stint at LSU, has resulted in long-term financial successes, hundreds of millions of dollars in facility renovations, and strategic negotiations of multimedia rights. As we welcome VP Nuñez, his wife Jane Hess, their two daughters, Ellie, not Elizabeth, right? There you go, Ellie, she rolls her eyes. You're used to that, aren't you?
I am.
And Anna, to the Cougar family, we celebrate this monumental day, the next steps for Houston athletics as part of a transformative time in college athletics. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce University of Houston's 14th Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, Eddie Nuñez. Welcome, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to try to go fast, and I'm going to try to make sure I don't miss anything. Thank you, Chairman Fertita, Chancellor Couture, not only for the kind words, but more importantly, for the incredible opportunity to join this Houston family. I'm excited to partner with you, the Board of Regents, the faculty, the staff. I know there's some staff here and coaches, appreciate you being here. I also want to thank Regent Jack Moore, General Counsel Donna Cornell, Coach Fritz, Coach Sampson for being a part of this and your support throughout this process. Coaches, staff, thank you again for being here. I know you all have many things to do. The season's here. It's right now. So thank you for being here, for your willingness to let me be a part of this family. I said this to you earlier. I do want to take a moment to acknowledge some people back at New Mexico, a place that we called home for 7 years. It's an amazing institution, talented coaches, staff, student athletes, incredible fans, alumni, supporters, and I'm grateful for every one of them, the board, the administration, but I have to take a second just to say thank you to President Garnet Stokes. She took a chance on me years ago, and for her partnership and her friendship, I'll always be indebted to her. I've been fortunate to be around some wonderful mentors, coaches, friends, some in this conference, which we'll be friends when we're not competing against each other. But I want to recognize a couple that are important to me, that have been really critical in my success. My former athletic director, Jeremy Foley, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, University of Miami Director of Athletics, Dan Radakovich, and my former basketball coach and friend, NBA coach, Billy Donovan. I actually want to say one more thank you. I just saw him here, and he has been a friend. Texas Southern head coach, Johnny Jones, thank you for being here. They've been instrumental. Their wisdom, their willingness to be honest with me always. So thank you for that. Now becomes the fun part. I apologize if I'm an emotional person. I'm passionate, as Chancellor said, but I also get emotional at times. I want to start off by saying thank you to my mom and dad for providing my brother Mike and I, years ago, at an early age, the values of hard work, determination, caring for one another, providing the values, perseverance. That's what drives me today. So thank you. Unfortunately, she's not here today. She wanted to be here. I know she's watching. I just want to say I love you. To my wife first, Jane, you are selfless, about the family always. Thank you for everything you do for us. To my daughters, Ellie and Anna, beautiful, smart. You'll come to love them, I promise. Ellie is the one that keeps me grounded in her own way. She kind of makes me look at things in a different way. Anna, she's my Energizer Bunny. She keeps me going. She keeps me going and trying to keep me in the lingo, by the way, when it comes to the new stuff. But you are my rock. You are my center of my world. You inspire me every day to be a better person, a better husband, a better father, and a better leader. You will see a lot of them, I promise you, around the community. Thank you. I love you. All right. So my journey began a long time ago. As a young boy, just like many of you in this room probably, playing basketball in Miami, growing up, playing football in the streets, doing whatever I needed to do, challenging each other to a multitude of sports. Sports led me to obtain a college scholarship, junior college scholarship at Miami-Dade Community College. From there, it gave me an opportunity to go to the University of Florida, not just compete there, and again, it wasn't big stats, coaches, sorry about that, but I was on that team. We'll talk about the injury and all that stuff later. But it allowed me to earn a degree and give me a chance to be a graduate assistant and be a part of that staff. I learned those years that my fire was ignited to be a part of this industry. I learned so much from some unbelievable administrators, coaches that are still impactful to me today. I also learned that our student athletes are the number one focus. We want to make sure they're a complete person and always putting their interests first. Academics is going to be key. I also learned about teamwork, leadership, and working with a sense of urgency. Everything we do it to the best of our ability with a sense of urgency. And the most importantly, appreciate the values of doing everything with class, integrity, accountability, and character. Those lessons took me from, and I'm not going to go into my whole resume here, but it took me from Marquette to Vanderbilt to LSU to New Mexico and here today. I have continued to grow in my career, taking greater responsibilities, opportunities, and as Tillman said earlier, some pretty good challenges. I've never lost sight of why we do what we do, developing young men and women of character, and that will have life-changing experiences in college athletics. That's why we do everything. And we're going to do it here at Houston. It'll start with the student athlete and their experience. We're going to be about outcomes, but measured outcomes. I want everyone to understand that. Everything we do is about outcomes, and we're going to measure them. And at the same time, we're going to hold ourselves accountable if we don't measure up. I met the entire department earlier, our coaches, and I'm passionate to see what we're trying to do here, but I'm also very excited because I know they're all in to make this happen. I'm going to bounce a little bit, and I apologize for this, but beyond the student athlete, we will do our part to lift this university, bringing together the people forging strong bonds to this institution. We will get out in the community. I will be out there, and so will our teams and coaches and staff. We will engage with supporters, current, future fans. We'll earn their trust. We'll work towards one collective future. As Chancellor mentioned, we want to be great, and that means we have to do the work to get there. We need the business community, alums, donors. I want everybody to be all in when it comes to making this happen. Our students, we're going to get in there. We're going to do what we need to do with the students, with the faculty, with the staff. We want to invest, but we want to do it the right way. We're going to we will not make excuses. You're not going to hear me say, why not us, or we can't. Rather, we're going to embrace what we have, who we are, and we're going to make the best of it. Under Chairman Fertita and Chancellor Couture's leadership, we fought hard to become part of the Power Five. Their efforts, their investments paid off with the Big 12 membership. But we can't stop now. We have to push further. We will invest. We will continue to find ways to do more. Not just win Big 12 championships, excuse me there. Big 12, I put the Roman numerals, and I looked at it quickly here. We won't compete just for Big 12 championships. We're going to compete nationally. We want to be at the top of what it means to be in the Power 4. And then you know what? We're going to be the best of whatever, if it's a Power 2 or Power 1. But make no mistake about it, we got some work to do. We got some work to do in the community. We got some work to do internally. We got some work, great people. Doesn't mean we're doing things differently. We got to look at things and see how we can be better. As you're aware, our landscape is changing rapidly. The have-nots and everyone else and whoever is going to play a part of this game is going to have to commit. And the commitment from the top down is we're going to do everything we can to be on the forefront of that. In the days, weeks, months ahead, I will immerse myself in this campus. I will immerse myself in this community. I will make sure that you see me, but more than anything else, I'm going to be listening and hearing from you. What makes Houston special? What do we need to do better? How can we grow our brand? We want to be the College of Houston. The University of Houston is who we are, and we have to make sure we do our part to make sure everyone understands that. We will win. We will graduate student athletes. We will engage in the community. And we will all do this with the core values of integrity, character, and accountability. Lastly, and I'm done because I know everybody else wants to do what they need to do, I can tell you right now, there's nobody more fired up than I am right now for this opportunity. I'm fired up to be a Cougar. I cannot wait to get started. Again, I'm grateful for Chairman. I'm grateful for Chancellor, the UH Board, the Cougar community, entrusting me for this opportunity. Thank you, and go Cougs.
Let me recognize Tammy Murphy, one of our Board of Regents that's here today. Do I have any other regents here? Nope. Okay. Thank you for being here, Tammy. You get a gold star. Okay. Next, Donna Cornell, who's part of the Chancellor's Cabinet, has been such a big part of everything, and she's somebody that myself and the Chancellor use every day, and she's the one who has to deal with all these sports agents. And so that alone she deserves a star. So Donna, thank you once again for always being such a big part. Was a part of every interview, and she's behind the scenes. She's not up here, but she helps keep the University of Houston running. Trust me, she's been here longer than any of us, and that ought to tell you that's a really long time. So, thank you guys.
Coach Fritz is here too.
I recognize Coach Fritz. I saw him out there, and he guaranteed me a victory. He did not. He did not. Matter of fact, UNLV, just so you know, has totally turned around their program. They were 9-3 last year, and they have a lot of their people back. So it's going to be a tough game, and we need everybody out here to support them Saturday a week, because it is going to be a tough game, and we definitely want to do everything and to help support these guys to win. So thank you, Coach.
At this point, we're going to open it up to the media, and do you guys have any questions?
Eddie, welcome. Thank you. And congratulations on the job. This is an ambitious ask here from U of H leadership to double the athletic department budget. How do you go about doing that, and how significant is that under the backdrop of the financial challenges that U of H has faced to this point?
Yeah, I don't think it's any different. I think it's taking it one step at a time. There's too many opportunities that are out there for us to start making incremental increases in ways that we can keep building this department. I understand the challenge. I took over a program, my previous place, that unfortunately hadn't balanced a budget any years previously. And for us to be able to go in there and balance it and do it and continue to grow it shows that we just got to get creative. We got to do things a little differently. So I'm not here with all the answers to that right now. I have a lot of great thoughts, and so we're just going to take those steps to try to get there.
Chancellor Couture, you in the contract that you guys put together for Mr. Nuñez, there's some incentives based on goals that you set financially and achieving them. Can you give us a little insight on what you're looking for? What are those goals, and sort of, is it will it change annually in terms of how that'll go?
Well, it's a good question. It says financial and operational, incentives, and I'm going to sit down with Eddie. And just like I do with my other vice presidents too, I don't impose anything. We'll just sit down and talk about it, what the plan is, what the strategies. Today is like, he hasn't even started officially yet because board is going to vote on the contract. So we'll work it together. I mean, we both have the same goal. I want to make sure he also has the tools to be successful. And so yeah, could they change year to year? Possibly.
Eddie, when did you get involved in this process, and what was it that made this the right decision for you?
Name, I'm sorry. Ryan. Pleasure. Thank you, Ryan. So search firm reached out during the kind of the earlier process, asked my interest. I told them then, very interested. I've always spending time in this region at LSU for years. I've traversed through Houston many, many times through donors and other events and everything else that we participated. I've always admired Houston and seen the possibilities that existed, seen the commitment they made to not just get into the Big 12, but what they're doing across the board. Really, my interest was high. So early in the process, had the conversations and just went through it. So nothing, no different. It's my interest is being a part of this community. I see the abilities. I told this to Chancellor Couture and as well as Regent Chair Fertita, that the reality is there's a lot of possibilities there. But this has to be everybody in together. This is the village approach. Everybody needs to step up and do what we need to do. And if we do that, and I know we will, this can be a special, special place.
Eddie, coming into a job like this, are there things you want to do in the first 30 days, first 100 days? How do you approach that, sort of start, and how important is it?
Yeah, name?
Chris Baldwin.
Hey, Chris, good to see you. Thank you for the note. Appreciate that. look, I came in with a 90-day plan in my previous institution, as mentioned earlier. That was told pretty quickly to me the day of the press conference, and if the chancellor tells me I need to go meet with her after this, I might be a little bit weary about it just because of my previous experience. But no, honestly, it was, I learned very quickly then that we could all have a plan, and sometimes that plan gets changed. So for me, more than anything else, is coming in and trying to understand what the situation is, how we're doing, get to know people, listen, because that's going to be the biggest key for me. They're going to know who I am. I'm going to be very straightforward. I mean, transparency is pretty key with me. And so I will do my part to, again, immerse myself into this community, into this department, learn what I have to learn, and start making the changes that we need to that are going to help us move forward. I'm not just here to just make changes to make changes. I want to make them that actually are impactful. I told our coaches this today. It's not about just those little things. We need to find ways that are really going to impact this in the big way as well.
Hey, Eddie, congratulations. Luis Ortiz with KHOU.
Yes, sir.
We can look at your track record and see what you bring to the table, right, what you've accomplished in the past, but what's the one thing that you would say you bring to the table that maybe you don't see right off the bat looking at your resume per se?
I love building things. I love doing everything that I can to make a place better. And yes, that you can see it with results, and that's part of it. But two things I would say is that and me as a person. I think people are I love getting out there. I love people getting to know who I am. That is something that I enjoy, and it's being authentic in who we are. So those two things, and I'll add on top of that, look, for whatever reason, a long time ago at LSU, I was thrown into dealing with adverse situations. And I said this, from Hurricane Katrina, Rita, Ike, Gustav, I think I can name them all from back in the days when we were there, the flooding. Those challenges helped me become better person, better leader, understanding adverse situations, even to dealing with COVID. So somehow, some way, understanding adversity and challenges have helped me become a better leader. So I'd say those three.
Eddie, Jesus Ortiz here. You mentioned your parents at the start of your introduction. Can you tell us a little bit what their foundation has done for you and how important that is for you, especially in a city that's 50% plus Latino, that might see in you a beacon of hope?
Yeah. So I'm standing up so I can see you. Apologize. My heritage is who I am. It's what makes me. My parents, being Cuban American, the resilience that they've had to endure, growing up, moving to a new country, teaching my brother and I the foundations. It wasn't anything. Nothing was given to us. We had to work hard for it. So those foundational tenets that they taught us, it was leading by example. My dad led by example. I can go more in depth about my dad. He was an unbelievable person. He did everything for his family, even at the toughest times when he was fighting cancer. Those traits made me who I am, made us who we are. But our family's very, very proud of working hard and getting after it. Again, coming from Miami, Florida, very Hispanic-oriented city, going all the way to New Mexico, serving at a Hispanic serving institution, and now here. It's part of who I am, and I want to embrace it, and I want to make sure that the Hispanic community knows that this is a place for them to come and enjoy and be a part of as well.
Mr. Nuñez, Blake and Koviak here, over here. You're at one of the largest residential campuses in the state of Texas. How do you go about generating that student engagement?
Being upfront, being engaged with them, understanding what the challenges, what they want, what their needs are. I can't promise you that we're going to be able to do everything, but one of the things you're going to see is I want our student athletes to be engaged with you, engaged with our students, engaged to understand that this is one team. I'm going to keep saying it, we have to do this together. So being with the students, being at events, I think you have a popsicle or something. Did you all do that recently? Yeah. See, I'm all in. I'm going to be out there. You're going to see me at those events. I think it's important for you to see me on campus just as much as we see you at our events.
Mr. Nuñez, Chris Gardner, right here. How important is women's athletics, the success of them, to you?
It's huge. It's huge. I've always been passionate supporter of women's sports. From my days at LSU, even before that, I remember at Florida as a graduate student watching the successes of my peers even before that with women's soccer winning national championships, and I saw what it did for the rest of the department. Fast forward to where I was before at New Mexico. Women's sports, they took the reign for us in the beginning. Through some of the challenges, they were the ones carrying that flag. And so I knew the importance, but I also knew that their support and vice versa, the support of the men's student athletes of them is what helps us be successful. Lastly, I have two daughters. Two daughters that I want them to have every ability and opportunity in life. And so I'm going to do whatever it takes, not just to support our women's student athletes, but make sure that just like in the men and everybody else, is give them a chance to be great and be successful.
Mr. Nuñez, Nate Griffin, Fox 26, question for you. What was your initial response about taking this job? And secondly, how much about Houston do you really know?
So the first one, you asked what was my initial thought. I don't think I could say some of the words that I needed to say right now. I was excited, very ecstatic that this opportunity was presented to me and to our family. What do I know? I know what I know. I don't know much still. I want to get to know more of the community. I want to get more ingrained. I've been in New Mexico for the last 7 years. And before that, yes, I was in Louisiana, and yes, we came through here, and there's a lot of great donors. Any LSU donors that are in the Houston community and want to start giving to Houston athletics, I'm calling you. Just be ready. This is not going to, it's happening. So honestly, I know what I know, but I want to know so much more. At the end of the day, I want people to see me as somebody who gave everything to this community.
Eddie Joseph Duarte, Houston Chronicle. The sort of uncertainty right now in college athletics with the House settlement and stuff, and the need to look for additional revenue streams. When you come into a city like Houston, how much of the maybe out-of-the-box thinking, being creative and innovative, do you think needs to happen to sort of maybe go look under every stone?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're here, if you're anywhere. College athletics needs to be looking at things differently. I mean, where we are today is student athletes going to be rev sharing here sooner rather than later. NIL's already been a big part of this, and it's been successful in a lot of ways. What do we need to do to be different? And so just like we were doing where I came from, a lot of models, a lot of ideas. We've got to throw everything up against the wall and see what sticks and what is the best for our student athletes, our coaches. I need to be able to provide more resources for our teams, our student athletes to be successful. And so anything we can do, any ideas anybody may have, I'm going to listen. I mean, got the owner of the Rockets. You don't think I'm going to sit down and find out what they do and how they do things differently, all the businesses and everything else that he's a part of, and so many more of you that are out there that are own your own business. I need to hear it because I want to think outside the box, and that doesn't mean just me sitting in a room just trying to think something differently. It's listening to others and trying to be creative, but I've got a lot of ideas. I don't want to start throwing them out yet because I don't want my peers to think of any of those, but no, I'm kidding. We'll see, yeah.
Eddie, Luis Ortiz from KHOU. Moments ago, you mentioned that you were ecstatic, you were excited about this opportunity. What was it that earned, for your yes for you to give that green light?
New Mexico I want to say this, New Mexico is a special place. As when anybody knows you go through adversity or through challenges, the opportunities are better on the other side. If you persevere and do what's right and do it the right way. That was hard, but my family, I wanted to make sure they were all in. As Chancellor Couture said, for me, family and my faith, I throw fitness in there because I need to keep in shape so I can be around for them as they get older. But the reality is, that's who I am. I wanted to make sure they were all in. The institution, the places, Coach Sampson, Coach Fritz, had an opportunity to have conversations with them. Their honesty with me really gave me the support that I needed on the top of having the insight and the communication I had with Chairman and the Chancellor.
Eddie, do you have a vision for how you're going to tap into Houston and those corporate opportunities that are here that aren't in a lot of other cities?
Yeah, that's just me, just getting out there. I mean, I'm going to lead by example, and that means me getting in front of them. I told our sports properties group here earlier that I don't need them just selling stuff themselves. This is going to be me. This is going to be everybody else. We're going to get out there. It's what I do, what I'm doing today, and I'm going to continue to do that. It's important. They need to understand who we are and that this isn't just a one-way street. This is reciprocal. We need to make sure that they feel the same from us or what they're getting from us and vice versa. So it's just getting out there and being who we are. All right.
Anybody else?
Excellent. By the way, thank you again, all the coaches, student athlete staff. I know you guys have plenty to do. I really appreciate y'all being here.
I would like to invite everybody down here in front, and we got a special presentation.